sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. All the success in New England over the last few decades, and this crowd has never been more enthusiastic. A moment ago, the Pats emerged from their locker room. They are set as they'll square off with the Kansas City Chiefs. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Well, this defense for the Pats, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
There's a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
They'll live to fight another down, right?
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the C's opened up for him.
Yeah, and this is most definitely the guy you want running the football when you need the tough yards on third down. And he moves the chains and then some as he shakes off that first contact. And as they said in the 70s, he just keeps right on trucking.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
Play action, it's Mahomes. His throw incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
2nd and 10.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on third down. Throwing now is Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 35.
And that last throw right there putting him already over 3,000 passing yards now for the campaign.
And given where we are in the season, Brandon, you have to think to yourself, if he stays healthy, I think 4,000's a given. I think 5,000 is not out of the question if he stays hot.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Mahomes firing complete, and he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
first down. Here's the run with Cook. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and
4. Working with a 2nd and 4.
Now Mahomes. Flushed out right. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10.
First drive of the game. We did see this in practice, didn't we? Because they allowed us to stay and watch and see what the opening script would be, even though we don't know the exact play calls. That looks a lot like what we saw them execute, doesn't it?
It really does. And in practice, it wasn't about a lot of big shots on that opening drive. They wanted to put together a series of plays, sustain it. They've done that. The defense now on their heels a little.
That they are. And you know what else is happening now? They're gaining information. They're gaining knowledge about how the defense is planning on playing them. So not only are they being successful on this drive, they're filing things away for future drives in this game.
On 2nd down now, it's Cook. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd, eluding the pressure right. And it'll be intercepted. A great lead, and I think the ball's out.
And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive.
So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up. Safe. Joker.
They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Jim.
60 Eagles. Back to 60. Go.
He'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Hooked up by Mike Hughes. And he'll take this back down inside the 20.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill.
It's Kyler Duggar who picks it.
There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown.
Well, it certainly looked to me like he tapped into the quarterback's thought process there. And what I'm hearing more and more when I go around the league, defenders sitting in on quarterback meetings trying to learn more about how they think so they can be in the right position to be in the right spot. as he was there to pick that one off and take it all the way back for a touchdown.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
He will return this from deep in the end zone.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this route.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit.
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
Jalen Phillips able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. In his own end zone, it's Mahomes. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Here's the Chiefs punter now. Standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and the Patriots take over. New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
They'll try the right side with Harris. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Back to throw here. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. Finding room to the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Damian Harris with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Patriots add on to their lead.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
That'll make the score 14-0.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This will be returned from deep in the end zone.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And for the 3rd time here this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead is swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. And from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive back.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
On 1st down, Mahomes. Looking for Kelsey on the deep ball. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mahomes looking downfield for Kelsey. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're going to try and throw. He's going to air one out. And got his man complete. And he's finally out of bounds, but he's taken it all the way down to the 8. It's a big play there on 4th and 10. So on 4th down, a big-time completion. And the defense, they've got to be shaking their heads right now.
Not only shaking their heads, but understand that they committed one of those cardinal sins that they say they can't do at any time. They committed an eye violation, had their eyes in one place, and allowed the deep ball behind them.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Here's Mahomes to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. This will cost him 11 yards there on the 2nd and goal sack. Interested to see what they dial up here. 3rd and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone. 2 minutes remaining. half of football. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's 4th. Mahomes and the offense staying out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Mahomes going to go on 4th down. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Chiefs 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Pats at the line, ready to go. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll be taken down at the 34. 2nd and 13. They'll roll him out right. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here at their own 33.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with 25 seconds to go, we'll see how they want to play this. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes, he sets to fire deep. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground, and they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
That's right, baby. They don't want it. Let's go, Mike. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Go, Mike 50, Mike 50.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So we've reached halftime here at Gillette Stadium with the Patriots on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. New England with a first down as they begin the drive.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
We own them. 14's the mic.
First down, and they go back to Harris. Tackle made there by the UCF man, Mike Hughes.
So, Charles, offensively, this group really playing at a high level, 7-0. And we're still a long ways from discussing a potential unbeaten season, I think. But to use a golf expression, no blemishes on the card, at least to this point.
Yeah, unlike my teenage years where there were blemishes everywhere in the dirt.
Breaks the tackle, now Allen. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
On first down, it's Harris. He won't go down. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the 3rd quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just the series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, where are the adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball? Sometimes
Touchdown, Patriots! A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the
Patriots take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
From the 29, Mahomes. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of...
Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes trying to lay one up deep. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Connor Duggar who puts it. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost like they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Chiefs will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the 1st down.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Mahomes to throw once more.
I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he comes back with one complete.
And he will have the Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. And going deep for Hill.
And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Now here's Mahomes. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well. Every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes.
And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. And my goodness, another interception. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And the Patriots are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception. And I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down.
And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Watch out for Hill on the return. 35 yards that time on the punt. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Going up top. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. He's going to take another shot here. And now here's another interception. Picked up by J.C. Jackson.
And the Pats are going to take over here up near the 40.
The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down.
A beautiful fake. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On second down, this is Harris. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. New England on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. On third down, here's Harris. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
125 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. On the give, this is Harris. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Flush to his right.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
New England on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They hand this off to Harris. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And quick throw here, that's complete.
And the Patriots are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it. Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
On 2nd down, it's Harris. A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stops short of the goal line down at the 2.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Let's make these babies cry on the way back home. Mike 14, Mike 4.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Escaping the pressure right to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
The Patriots will bring on the field goal unit from the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend the lead out to 24.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Jalen Phillips able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now Mahomes got to have this one. Flushed out right. Room past the 20. And finally taken down to the 25-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. He's going to let it fly. Oh, dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Mahomes going to throw. And drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on the way to another victory. riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that will extend this big lead. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, I think that the folks here would hope that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw, it's Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. It's Connor Duggar who picks it. And the Patriots are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Patriots, they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.